Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be a video featuring 10 superstars using the new plate. The new red one, the Royal Rumble Indianapolis Unlimited Power Plate, that's red. Whenever you destroy 30 plus gems, generate 30 red gems at the end of your turn. So, this is by far the most extensive plate preview I've ever done. I don't know what got into me tonight. It's super late. I've been playing these guys for a while, setting them up. I don't know that I will do this for every plate, that all 6 of them or whatever there is. But I did do it with the red one. So 10 superstars. They're gonna use it on Otis, Powerhouse Braun, Turtle Ray, Bray, Hogan, Showboat Seth, Trickster Trish, Acrobat Lyra, Striker Drew, and Hall of Fame Foley. Okay? I will even go so far as to actually put timestamps in this video. I don't know what's got into me. This will probably be one of the less scuff videos I do. So you can refer back to it. You can check the timestamps in the description and go to the superstars you want to see. But this is a lot of effort, so please like, subscribe, and share. I'll just get that out of the way right away and at the end. So the strap for all of them is going to have this ultimate. Some primary plates will be different. Some there won't be a primary plate. It's Fury 2s for all of them. Just it's got a blue move on. That's not important. It's just there. No substats on these. For Otis, we're going to start off with the whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, increase the damage of all your gems by 200% Titan plate. And then, of course, the Royal Rumble plate. All of these builds that you're going to see are feud ready as well. No middle lanes needed, nothing like that. Pop-up Samoan drop, 9 MP purple, 180k damage, increase your red gem damage by 125% for 3 turns. Obviously, we're making a bunch of red gems. It makes sense. Dozer Bomb, 8 MP, deal 163k damage, make 32 random gems into blast gems. That gives us the blast gems we need to proc the Titan plate and blow up the board. And the Discus Clothesline, 6 MP purple, deal 126k damage, and choose a 3x2 area to swap into red gems. Oh, also, I do want to mention, all the builds I'm going to show you, none of them are trying to hit for max damage. It's trying to be efficient with them and that sort of thing. So, yeah, there's that. Entourage for Otis to be turn 1 in feud this way. Woods, Mellow. We got, what's his face on here? Priest. If you're wondering why not Sammy, because we really want to double down on the red gem damage. And then Rabbit also for 40% red gem damage. Priest gives us the blast too. But that's why I know Powerhouse Sammy. We're like really going for that red gem damage. So I'll probably run all of these twice because they're all very fast for you guys to see them. But yeah, so here's Otis. You're going to hit the booth. Red gems, 534k. That's not bad. $847. The ones that have blasts are 941. And then this, I want to connect as many not red gems, so something like this. And now we're going to chuck red gems. Boom. 58 mil out of Otis. That's more than I expected, to be honest. 58 mil gem damage out of Otis. If you could get some red substats, you could increase that. Obviously, feud steps would increase that further. So Otis, I think, too, if there's ever, obviously, a red gem buff, you can play Otis for the memery. Also, it's a modern era strap with the Titans, so you won't see it because it needs a middle lane. But Zombie Cody hits an insane amount with this exact same strap setup. It would needs a middle lane, but Zombie Cody, crazy hard. And 53 mil that time out of Otis. So, I mean, like, it's not insane, but it is kind of fun, and it's an older superstar, so I kind of wanted to do that. I thought it was a fun way to start. moving on to my longtime boo, Powerhouse Braun. He was my top powerhouse for, gosh, had to be close to a year. So let's see what this does for Brawny Braun. It's pretty good. Braun Strowman Monster Bomb. We are going to make an adjustment on the strap. We're going to go with the Sheamus Crown. That's, I think it's 4. I'll read it. Cross breaks. And then you increase your red gem damage by 150%. Obviously, we're making a bunch of reds. Yeah, when you make 4 more cross breaks, increase your red gem damage by 150%. So it's pretty nice with this combo. Oh, I'm probably going to have to top up on strap parts during the middle of this. Should have done that before I started. Oh, well. Entourage. Did I save this loadout? I didn't. That's fine. They're all previous. I played it all a bunch, so I just need to remember which ones I picked. All right. Normal Braun move. 2 moves. Yokosuka Cutter, 7 MP, 232k damage. Increase all your gem damage, 253%. Of course, reds is primary. And then the Sheamus plate buffing that further. Beal, 6 gems into cross breaks. And then the finisher we don't care about. Sting. And this dude gets you loaded in feud. Bulldog. Cena, Zombie gives us 1 more cross break. And then Bailey for 40% red gem damage. You could also use Roger Rabbit too. So back to the original Monster Bomb. You set up 2 clicks and well, it's more than 2 clicks because you got to choose the 7. So it's technically it's 7 and 8, 9 clicks in a swipe. But a lot of people have Braun. And the gameplay is pretty simple. Ton of loot box gems on this board. Decent cascade for sure. 84 million. So yeah, me boy Braun is back. I can absolutely see wanting to do this sometimes just to relive my glory days with Monster Bomb Braun. Like I said, I used him, had to be close to a year. He was my best powerhouse. That's pretty fast and good, right? Like I said, I'll try and give you 2 on everything. Why not? Getting them all set up and all of that takes a lot of time, so might as well get our money's worth, huh, guys? Boom, boom, 88 million. It's pretty awesome on Braun. So I'm sure you guys can guess the transition from here obviously is into Turtle Ray. Same exact setup, just different trainers. You may notice from the last time I ran Turtle Ray, there is a trainer upgrade. And you won't see a lot of crossbreak trainers on this build, which may surprise you. Because we're really focusing on those reds, and he hits really hard this way. Red. How about I type the right name? Ray. Raphael. My favorite turtle. And of course, there's the moment here too. It doesn't do a lot for this build, I don't believe. We'll double check. I just know Ray does what he does. Green gems 50% more. Crossbreak 75% more. It definitely isn't nothing, but it's not an insane amount. So Goldberg, 40% to every color gem. In this case, red is the important part. But he also starts with 2 green MP, which is what we want for Ray, so we don't need Santa. So Goldberg and Steel, you're charged in feud turn 1. We don't care about the red move. So, and then you may notice no more crossbreak entourage. I'm going with all red gems, focusing on that, and let's see if it pays off when we run this. Did I read the moves? Beware the Undertow, deal 1 million damage, make 40 random gems into crossbreak. Mean Green Machine, deal 606k damage, increase the damage of all your gems by 300% for 1 turn. Significant amount, right? You could use the crossbreak guys too, for sure. I just like going with the theme here of all reds. Oh, look at all those loot boxes. Yikes. I mean, but Ray still put out 111 million gem damage. Yes, you heard that right. 111 million gem damage from Ray. So that's working for me. And like it's kind of funny because when Ray came out, I called him Timu Braun because that's what he felt like, and he got upgraded to boy, what's the word? I'm not sure what I would call it. Something. He definitely got upgraded to What's really expensive? Timo is super cheap. What's really expensive? I don't know. He got upgraded to like Macy's or something. Macy's Braun. Is Macy's still considered top-notch expensive? I don't know. Oh, gosh. 136 million? I think I remember doing my Ray at gold, trying to get him to hit 100 million, and it took some effort. This seems to work. So, moving on to one of my favorites, Muscle Man, for obvious reasons. This, in particular, there's one thing that's very cool that I wanted to show you guys, about the plate and interaction. So, there's multiple reasons why I wanted to include Bray in here. But let's get that Hulkamaniac plate put on for Bray. Hulkamaniac, of course, whenever you break 20 plus gems, increase your red gem damage by 200%, and also your black move damage by 300%. Hulkamaniac is kind of required, really, to get the most out of Bray. Moveset is Uranagi, deal 204k damage, make 49 gems into black gems, pin bar won't move. Also, it's a reversal, so you can't get subbed. Running cross body block, 199k damage, make the center column into multiply gems of strength 9. Sister Abigail finisher, deal 1.14 million, make 49 random into red, pin the opponent. Entourage for this one, we are going with this guy and this guy. Stinger and Bulldog. Bulldog for the 45% red gem damage. And then keeping with the theme, working Bailey, and then I have Priest on here for this one. Obviously, that was dumb because Rabbit adds 10% more, so you would use Rabbit. I was just kind of going through this. Throwing stuff up there. Rabbit would give you 10% more. It's not really important. The interaction is the kind of the cool part. So obviously here, we're breaking more than 30 gems. That's one. And we're also breaking more than 30 gems on the finisher. That's 2. So the plate is going to throw red gems twice, which is both good and bad. Good for extra damage, bad for extra time. So on top of all the other stuff prior to that, he did 61 million gem damage. That's probably over 70 million, 75 million total, I would guess. And you could do better with like Sherry in the middle column, or Sherry for Bulldog, and then probably, and then like Santa potentially. I just don't like having to use Santa when I don't have to. Similar kind of thing here. We're gonna move to Hogan now. A lot of people are like, what about on Powerhouse Hogan? When we were talking about it on my stream, and I was like, yeah, you know, he's got the yellow, but just for funsies, we'll put it on Powerhouse Hogan because yellow is his primary color. Great success, like anything on Hogan. You can 2-click with him. It's just ridiculous. Hogan's ridiculous. If you're wondering why the Viper Strike, that's just to add more red gems at the end. That's why the Viper Strike. Because he's breaking wild cards, so it's going to change yellows into reds. Because the black will for sure happen. Okie day. And Entourage for this one, just to be safe, I went all gem chucking. So 4 extra wild cards, plus I don't know which moments you may or may not have. Moments make a huge difference. We're not going to get into that for this. This is more about the plate. Generate 3 extra here, 3 extra here. These also give you extra gem damage, so they're useful. And then Kofi gets you charged with the gear. Gear is very important for Hogan. as it lets all of this be charged, these two. All we care about is a Scoop Slam, 3 MP, 180k damage, increase the damage of all your gems by 350%. And then the Axe Bomber, 9 MP yellow, 55k damage, make 8 random into wild cards. That goes up to 19. Moments add more. I think we're at like 27 or some crazy number. Because you want to make sure you break 30. Obviously, the wild cards are going to connect a lot. So 27 is more than enough. I took actually Big John Stud off and I was still connecting. But this is just better safe than sorry. And of course, like I said, you may be missing a moment that makes random. So anyway, here's this. $150 million. Just like that. There's no reason to add the multiply gems in. It's an extra move. The animation takes forever. You don't need more damage than that. At least that's my opinion. There's no reason to. Unless you want to try and hit harder, but then your wild cards can cover up the multiplies and you miss a bunch too, so whatever. Boom. And you can see, guys, we're going through this pretty quick. Even with me switching and talking, boom. This should be a decent one. Let's see. It's okay. 156 million. All right, Seth is next. Showboat Seth. With the whatever that Bulldog's Bracer. That's whenever you make reinforced gems of a certain amount, it buffs your yellow and your red. We'll talk about that more in depth here when we put Seth Row on here. Seth also has a moment that helps him in feud. I do want to say, I think if you have the moment with Seth, I think the Valkyrie plate is the better play than this if you have the moment. If you don't have, because it's faster. If you don't have the moment, I think this is the better play. And of course, we're not in feud, so Bulldog's Bracers make 10 or more reinforced gems, increase your yellow by 25, your red by 75%, 3 turns. Okay, it's just triple red with Seth. Ripcord Knee Strike, they're all 6 MP, 165k damage, increase your red by 150, modify a random 6x6 into reinforce, make 40 random gems into red. Loadout, did I save it? And of course not. It's the typical ones that you're getting used to seeing, and it should be McDonough instead of Priest for an extra 10%. I'm sorry, I say McDonough, I mean Rabbit. You might be wondering why not reinforce. Priest with this build does way more damage than Yoko with reinforce, because there's only 36 reinforce gems, and we are blowing up the board a lot. There's a lot of red gems we're breaking here. Basically over, I don't know, like it ends up being like 100 and something plus, I think, total. I'm not going to count it. But this is a lot. That was 78 million. That was a particularly bad one, to be honest, but 78 mil. I do want to, while we're going through this, want to comment. So I think these plates are all incredibly powerful, right? I do want to say that. I will say though, be mindful that any gem chucker increases your time to win, and time is your enemy in most of the game modes. Time is your enemy, and these plates don't proc in boss without swiping. So these are not great boss plates because in boss they're not going to go off unless you swipe. So you can't count on them and you lose your buffs. There's 82 million for Seth. So I do want to mention that in Showdown and Feud extra, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're, at least currently, and this all could change soon, when you're in a match in Showdown, the entire time you're in a match, you can be attacked. So you can actually get hit more than once if you're in the match for a long time. All right, we are switching to Trish. So let's go to Showboat here. Let's go against Jade with Trish. Jade has a lot of hit points. Let's see how this works out. Eh. 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 I've said this numerous times. I'll say this again. As long as you have Showboat Nakamura, by far, in a way, the best moveset for Trish is double red with the traps. Not even close. It's consistently outperforms the other one by a huge margin. If you're running it triple red, you need to try with the traps. As long as you have Nakamura, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Headband is also on for an extra 50% red. Okay. Moveset Matrish. This is the traps. 48 traps. If broken by your opponent, we don't care. If broken by you, steal up to 285,000 health. The Nakamura straight doubles that. 500,000, 48 trap gems. It's 24 million in trap damage. And then we have the Luthez Press. 275k damage. Make the top row into Snowfall red gems. Modify all gems below it into red. When broken by you, then increase your red gem damage by 200%. And then we're using the Chick Kick to choose purples to set it off. 556 MP. So your entourage is Kofi, Sting, Santa, and then Nakamura. The entourage is not optional if you're using the traps. This is how you have to run it in feud. So on top of the gem damage you're going to see, we're doing 24 million in health steal. And the gem damage is significant. The gameplay loop super simple. Traps go out. And then back to what I was kind of talking about. I think these plates are all incredibly powerful. If you have a bunch of super fast turn one guys that aren't plate chucking, gem chucking, then you don't really maybe need a lot of these plates. But they are awesome. And if you can get them, they can be game changing for rosters. They're basically like Seance with a harder activation. You can see Trish did 65 million gem damage with this. Plus, on top of that's the 24 million health steal. So that's 64, 69, 89 million. Like total, and drain Jade completely. No problem. Drain Showboat completely. So yeah, this is Trish is one of those that this is super good on. I would absolutely put it on her. You won't see Powerhouse Austin in this one. The account has the moment leveled up and stuff. But he's absolutely redonkulous with this plate. Hit for like 110 million with 2 clicks. But that moment a bunch of people don't have yet, so I decided not to run it. But this is super good on Powerhouse Austin. Another person I would put it on. But Powerhouse is loaded. Trish absolutely would get this plate for me. I mean, just, she's pretty good anyway, but 74 million gem damage that time. All right, sticking with the ladies, and I'm not going to change the main. All these next ones don't have a primary plate, so I'm not going to bother taking it off. The next 3. Lyra, granted this is against the Showboat, so class advantage, but oh boy, this is good on Lyra. A spoiler. Not that we needed more great things for Lady Acrobats, but we sure has them. And spinning heel kick, 6 MP, 1 million damage, increase your red MP by 6. Then deal 1 million damage and increase your blue gem damage by 200%. We don't care about that. Jumping Enziguri, 6 MP, 889k damage, increase your red gem damage by 400% for 1 turn. Does not affect bonus damage. And then Electric Chair Facebuster, 869k damage, make 38 random gems into red. Entourage, Julius does 60%. To blue gems, which we don't want. Wrong trainer. I'm tired. My bad. My bad. We want red gems. I don't think there is a right one, so we're just going to go with, we need the blue, so we're just going to go with Dom. You can, any 2 blue MP is fine. If there's blue MP and red gem damage, that's who you want. I don't know if there is right now. I'm tired. And this is a long video, so I'm not going to start it over for that mistake. But just pretend it's Dom. Ignore the Julius part. I suck. Because you do need the 2 blue MP. It's fine. Everything's fine. Calm down, Mherex. So hit this, it loads this. This is a feud build too. Then you hit this, 400% red gem damage. Then you make most of the board red, and then you make most of the board red again. Yeah, 107 million. Yikes. I'll just run that one more time for you guys. And remember, not Julius, any 2 blue MP. Because Mherex is big dumb. But I've had my struggles with Lyra. Obviously, gameplay loop's very simple. And that was 100 million. All right, what about Drew? Can Drew get it done? Well, I'm glad you asked. So in this one, I put Phenom on because he's got 60% red gem damage. Shelton also has 60% red. You obviously could use Bulldog and then not use Santa. There's multiple ways you could set this one up. Drew does have 2 moments on this account, although one moment isn't doing much. And the other one is the Miz one that most people have. All right. Miz one adds 100% more gem damage, which is crucial. And yeah, that's what we care about. At Pyro Gems, 300%, it's 1 row, so it's not significant. And then this one does add Pyro Gems 200%, but it's on 7 gems, so not really substantial. 50% less gem damage is handy, but it's not doing much for what we're seeing here. So should be fairly accurate. The only downside is the super buff Santa, but whatever. It's more just to show you that Drew is usable-ish this way. Moves are the Glasgow Kiss, 276k, choose 7x1 to make into Pyros, all gems above it red. Spinebuster, 3 MP, 139k damage, increase your red gem damage by 130%. Alabama Slam, choose a 7x1 area to swap out into greens, 6-3 and 6 MP respectively. That's why Roxy's on there, 4 green, 4 red. So that gives us 5 with our turn. Santa gives us 6, 60% from Phenom. And then we got Bailey for 40%. Beefy Santa, so definitely skews the damage a little bit. And we're almost there, guys. Fully after this. I think we're going to get it done in right around 30 minutes until I start talking about my thoughts on the plate in general. This definitely was quite the undertaking, so I'm curious what you guys think. Hopefully a lot of people watch it and like it, because it's a lot of effort for a plate video. I mean, technically it's 10 plate videos in one, right? 65 million. That's respectable from Drew. 65 million is quite respectable from Drew. Not amazing, but definitely respectable. And if you're a Drew mark, very, very playable. One moment, of course, their gem damage is 50% less, which is pretty dang good when you're factoring in that kind of damage. Oh, also, if you want to hit all this damage, you're going to need max levels and stars filled, by the way. You will need max levels and stars filled. These are all gem damage builds. Makes a huge difference. Max levels is about 11-12% less damage if you don't have it. And 1 hollow star is about 11 or 12% less damage. So if you have 1 hollow star and your levels aren't maxed, you're missing out on about 22% damage. So if you're hitting for 60 million, that's like 12 million less. So, you know, instead of hitting for 60 million, you'd hit for like 48 million. That's how big a difference that makes. And we're going to end this finally with the mark. Hall of Fame Foley 1 gear. His gear is quite cheap on the prize wall. 1 gear is. 1 gear is more important than 2 gears for Foley. Goldberg is Whaley on there for the Juggernaut gem. You could run it without it, but then you're starting to get borderline because you miss 2 extra gems. And it is a bit clicky, but it is Mherex proof. And by a bit clicky, it's just 1 extra move. But I wanted to end with Foley. This would be Foley 1 gear. Obviously 2 gears would be better, but 1 gear is Very obtainable on both prize walls that are currently up. The midweek month-long, which is where I would target it, and unless you have leftover currency. So, he does have 2 gear. We're ignoring the MP though. The one adds 3 extra juggernauts, which is huge. So technically it's adding 6 extra. Why is that huge? Because 198k damage and make 4 random gems into 2-turn juggernauts. We're making 7. Goldberg makes it 8, so we get 16. And each one increases your red gem damage by 10%. So that's 160% to red. That's why that's big. Also, the pulling pile driver, 6 MP, it's the reversal, so no fun for anyone using gem buffs. 212k damage and increase your red MP by 5, so we can hit the bulldog twice. And then Sweet Shin Music, 1 MP yellow, 115k damage, decrease the timer on all your juggernaut gems. So yeah. And a moveset with only 1 gear is like so. So ideally, with the extra gear, 2 gears, this becomes Seth and he hits even harder. I'll run that on the second one for you guys with Seth, just in case you have it, but it's a little bit whalier. He would not be my fastest powerhouse, but I would love him the most because I love Mrs. Foley's baby boy. I've done a lot of Mark stuff lately. Oof. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. And now this will actually show you how juggernauts and countdowns work. They go off top to bottom, left to right. I just slowed it down so you could see that, if you didn't know. And a respectable 75 million from Foley. Very respectable. 1 gear Foley in this plate, I can make that work. And then let's see what he would do with 2 gears with Sethro, if you have Seth as well. Of course, if you don't have Seth, you could also add Piper with 2 gears and get another 40%. Of course, Seth is going to give us 2 extra Juggernaut gems, and he would go right here. Mm-hmm. Also 40% extra gem and the Juggernaut, so not nothing. Not nothing. Turns out if you have everything, Foley's not the worst Hall of Famer. If you don't, he's pretty terrible. Yeah, boy, let's go, Foley. And a healthy 83 million gem from Foley that way. So, I'm very curious what you guys think. The reason I chose red is this first prize wall. There are 3 up you can choose from: red, green, and I believe yellow. And just thinking about it, red was by far the one I liked the most immediately, mainly for like things like Foley and Trish and Powerhouse Austin, who I didn't show here. But I'm sure he'll get shown. If not, I can do that separate. So yeah, that's kind of the plate in general. I think, guys, if you can get one, like if you're somebody who occasionally spends, you probably want to get one of these. Like if you don't have a ton of turn 1 craziness, right? If you have a lot of turn 1 super fast guys, keep in mind that these plates slow a lot of characters down, and you really want to look for really super fast 2-click guys, potentially 3, unless you don't care, right? If you don't care about the speed and you just want to go for max damage, then by all means get these, right? I'm just trying to also be a voice of reason here. While they are amazing and they let you do a lot of stuff, they aren't as good as, say, something that adds damage without adding time. Or at least that's how I look at it. But these are very great. Of course, don't break the bank to get them. Don't overspend. Be responsible. All of that, yada, yada, yada. And remember, it's a game and you should have fun. And like, so for me, I'll choose red just so I can use Foley. I'm getting Foley's gears, both of them, this month, and I'm getting the red just so I can use Foley. That's fun for me. I don't need Foley. He's not an improvement. He's not better. Assuming I get to it and get one, I'll put it on Foley. If people are asking why not Liv, you have to get lucky with Liv for it to work. I only care about live if I can 2-click her. And if you can 2-click her, it's only 25 gems. So you're not going to break 30 unless you get a decent cascade. So you have to loop it. And at that point, she's way, way slower than anything I want to use. So that's why I didn't do live, if you were wondering, in this video. And then Alive Cody is amazing. He hit for almost 200 million, but he has both moments, and that would require middle lane. So that's why he's not here. And Austin has the moment, which definitely skews his, and he 2-click for like 110 million. So really curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and share this one because it took a lot of effort for one video. If you want to see more of these, let me know. I will see what I can do. I was just in a mood, so I kind of went ham on this one, and I'll see what I can do on the other ones. I would probably do the yellow and green since they are on the prize wall we have first before the other ones. I'm not saying they would be the best ones or the most interesting to me, but they are on the prize wall. The one that's going on here. Let me cover that real quick too. So this prize wall, they're here for 23,000. It goes on for 7 days. Foley gear is cheap here, but I wouldn't recommend any of the gears or the posters over the plates. None of these posters are really game changers at all. The plates are. So yeah, if you don't get to the plates, that's one thing. Otherwise, I would scrap and not worry about the gears. The Foley gear is also on this one, the silver one, also quite reasonable on the monthly midweek prize wall. So 1 gear Foley is pretty achievable for those wondering about that. What other housekeeping? I think that was most of it. Yeah. So again, let me know in the comments. Super important to me, guys. Do you like this? I could also potentially do this for future plate releases. It's not always that I think a plate is worth making a video on a character. Very rarely, in fact, is there this many people it's good on, but I could combine the plate videos into one to make it more worth everyone's time to watch it, because they usually don't do great view-wise, and I'm like, why bother most of the time? Because it seems like people aren't super interested. So yeah, let me know what you think. Again, sorry this went long. I'll get timestamps in there, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, because it really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. And how about Otis? Otis hitting like 60 million. Yeah, I'll take that. Just for funsies. The memery. The options for memery are amazing.